Hi, Max here with Sagal Bloomfield Funeral Care. I'm here with Andy, our Director of Advanced Planning. He's here to share some valuable information. Just some 3 things that families should know before they come in to pre-arrange. Andy, take it away.
Well, I tell you, I have to say that the most important thing is really it's quite a cost savings when you do a pre-arrangement. Um, it's really a guarantee of service. And when I say guarantee of service, let me explain that a little bit. When you come in and do a pre-arrangement and pre-fund it, you're paying the costs at today's prices. Okay, so what will happen is, of course, a death may not occur for 10 years. And when you come back in to finalize the arrangements, you will see what the prices of that time are. However, you are only responsible for the prices for the services and merchandise from when you made the pre-arrangements 10 years earlier.
Okay, so say I come in and I make a pre-arrangement for my grandfather, and it's a $8,000, $10,000 funeral,
Mhm.
and 15 years from now, God willing, when he dies, the funeral value of that, it goes from 8 to 10 to like $17,000. Uh, I've paid my money, so I get that $17,000 service.
For the price that you paid, the $10,000, for instance, that you paid when you made the pre-arrangement. The only thing that we cannot go ahead and take those prices and not see an increase are what's called a cash advance. And that would be things like certified copies of the death certificate or a Washington Post death notice. So using your example, let's just say for sake of argument that you got $100 worth of death certificates when you made the arrangements for your service. They went up in that 15-year period, they went up $50.
Okay.
Your family would owe $50. Everything else is exactly taken care of just the way you wished.
All right. That sounds like some really significant savings. What is the most you've ever seen someone save on a pre-arrangement?
Well, I can't really say that I know and I really keep track of that, but I can tell you from personal experience that I did a pre-arrangement for my father in 2007, and in 2018, he actually asked how we had done on that, and it was very important to him with him being in assisted living, and we're talking between $10,000 and $13,000.
Wow.
So that was
that's really
eye-opening
significant
for me, and this is what I do. But I guess a final point on this is the guarantee of the pricing that we just spoke about. Not all funeral homes do that. Okay, so if you go to a funeral home, they are not necessarily going to go ahead and afford you that same luxury that we do.
All right. What else do you have to tell us about pre-arrangements? It seems like the cost savings is really well set in hand, but what about people who don't have the resources to just slap down a lump sum and say, I want this service 10, 15, 20, 25 years from now?
Many folks are not aware that you can actually make payments over time. Okay, and basically that can be anywhere based upon the age of the person that when they come in, it can be anywhere between 3, 5, some cases up to 10 years they can pay for it over time. So when I speak to someone by phone or they come in, they're very surprised about the fact that payments can be made, and we can actually go ahead and in many cases they can tell me exactly what their budget is, and based upon that I can actually let them know the amount total of the funeral that we're looking at, and we can kind of work into that number to really help them out. So it's the nicest thing that I see is so often is the relief some families feel, because it's been on their mind for the longest time that we really should get this done and take care of it. We can make our own selections. Our kids will not need to worry about it, but they never thought they had the means to do it. And for just to see that weight come off their shoulders, personally, it's gratifying to me.
All right. Is there any other information about prearrangement that you'd like to share before we call it a video?
Quite honestly, simplicity. There's a lot of people that I speak with by phone. I send them information by email, but that's not always the case. There are times that if someone were just to walk in and say, I want to do a pre-arrangement today, not only do we go ahead and speak about the type of services they want to have, we document that, we make notes about the service, so everything is as complete as possible. We talk about funding options. This all can be done in about an hour and a half. So it's something that, a lot of people think that, wow, this is going to be a very long, drawn-out process, and it's very simple, and people really come in and leave just relieved and feel so much more comfortable, and that's nice to see.
Yeah, I imagine that preconception comes from experience or stories of dealing with funeral arrangements when someone has actually passed away, and it feels a lot more stressful and it feels like a lot more time when that's happening.
Well, when that happens and a death has occurred and you don't have a pre-arrangement, regardless, it's a very stressful time. And when someone will meet with me or a family meets with me from a pre-need standpoint, it's much more relaxed. They feel free to ask questions. There is no pressure, and they are relaxed. And it's just so much simpler, to the point that when a death does occur, it really does streamline and make the arrangement at the funeral home much quicker, because so much information is already there in file, ready for the current funeral director to go ahead and take care of it.
Well, thank you so much for sharing, Andy, and I'm sure that people will have more questions for you. Feel free to drop those questions down in the comments, and please like, share, subscribe, and follow to stay updated on the latest content. Thank you for watching.